So in this video, I want to talk about, of course, Momon being in fact Ainz, but of course now with the events that have all played out, it's in technically Pandora's actor, but either way, will Evileye actually discover the truth about who, of course, Momon is, the origins of it, and how it's all been this big masterful plan that has played out quite well in my opinion, and how will she accept it? There's also kind of the point of how will her fate also come out. Will it be a rematch or a multitude of other different things? Because there are many different ways this could turn out, and I've wondered myself where this will go. Many other fans have also speculated. Some have said one thing, some have said other things, and they've argued backwards and forwards. So of course this will entail a little bit of spoilers, but very minor in my opinion. That basically the spoilers are is that she is still alive as of volume 14. They have made a run for it, and that's it. It's really not that much of a spoiler, but of course those are the events that have played out. Of course there are the other two volumes that have just come out in Japan. I do not believe Evileye has had anything happen in those two volumes. Now I could be wrong, and if that does change, I will make a new update video talking about the fate of Evileye after those volumes. But of course there will be two more volumes after that. So we've got two currently in Japan that aren't in the West, and then there are two more to come out. So volume 18 will be the last volume. And the reason why I bring that up is because the author does change his mind quite a lot from what he intends to do, but he has also mentioned that he intends to possibly make it a open ending, so that could leave a lot of different fan theories. And I think the more things that probably will be left open-ended in the sense of undiscovered areas, it will leave for a lot of possibilities for fans to speculate, but also fans to make their own fanfics as well. My general theory is that the author will come back to the series at a later date, probably for a multitude of different reasons that I won't get into, but he will probably go back to a web novel style thing. Again, that's just my thoughts. You do not have to agree with me. But going into Evileye, one of the possibilities is that there could be a rematch between Entoma and Evileye, and then that would also entail with Blue Rose also being there, and then the Pleiades assisting Entoma. Now that is one theory, but many fans have figured that that probably will not happen, and Ainz has also noted in the light novels that the rematch would never happen that Entoma requested, and that he would need to apologize at some point to Entoma because of the fact he would never be able to fulfill that individual promise that he did give to Entoma. Now the other idea is also that she could just end up continue running is exactly what they've done in volume 14, and they could just keep doing that. Riv, Blue Rose and the whole team, they just keep trying to go as far as they can, as far away from the influence of Nazarick, and of course Ainz itself, because of the fact that they face a reality that they will never be able to beat them ever, period. So they just decide to just keep going as far as possible to remove themselves from any influence from them. That is one possibility. Another possibility is also the fact that Evileye could end up confronting Ainz and getting into an argument, not more with words than anything, and she could end up lashing out saying, you know, Momon would never accept this, and this is where Ainz could end up laying out all of the events, how it's all played out, how he masqueraded as Momon, how in fact she was, you know, basically worshipping Momon, or technically from our point of view in love with Momon, but he doesn't believe that. And that could be where he also then pulls out Pandora's Act and says, and I've been having Pandora's actors parading as me. But I do believe if that was to play out, she would simply go down the route of denial, simply believing what she wants to be true, not what to be true, and simply fixating on this idea that Ainz killed Momon, replaced him, and that he died a valiant hero defying Ainz, and that would be her ideal hero that never existed, but in her mind existed in her reality. That is one way it could go out, but then it could also turn into another multitude of things, of going into despair, attacking Ainz, her dying, and then also Blue Rose being there, and there's a multitude of different ways that could end up going. Then there's also the idea that she could go into despair and making a run for it and running as far away as possible, but I don't think that would probably work out for the best. I think no confrontation and running away as far as possible, would be the highest chance for her survival. There also is also the possibility that if there was some form of confrontation, whether it be with Pandora's actor standing side by side with Ainz saying, hey, I was Momon all along, or whether it was with the Palladium Maids, the rematch fight, Renee could also have a part to play in that as well, showing her card and saying, hey, I now serve, of course, Ainz, and those, of course, under him, and that could also add more further into her despair, especially if Ainz lays it out who Momon really was, and then Renee pops up and goes, hello, I'm now an imp, I now serve Ainz, and basically she has no one. Everyone except Blue Rose is all that she has left, or unless Blue Rose got killed, and then that's the conversation. So there's so many little ways it could go, especially if the writer wanted to be extra cruel and ended up having Ainz or the other ones that he serves him kill off Blue Rose's team, the whole team except Evileye, and having them laying there dead, and then Ainz standing there, and then her lashing out with words, and then him saying, well, this is the truth, this is the reality, and Renee now serves me, and Renee is standing side by side with him, and she just goes into complete despair and just breaks down. There's also that possibility, and then Ainz could end up capturing her and then end up torturing her, so that is also another way of things to go. I think any form of confrontation by Evileye is going to end poorly, but I think the best form for her would be to continuously run. I don't see any avenue of her bending the knee or anyone from Blue Rose, because I think, again, they see themselves as heroes. They will stand up against and they will fight till the end, but at the same time, some of the members will want to survive, so that's why I don't believe there will ever be some confrontation unless they're backed into a corner and they cannot escape. That's the only way it will turn into some form of confrontation. If those that have read Volume 14, which is a very minor spoiler that I just mentioned before, is that at the end of Volume 14, they all make a run for it, except one member of Blue Rose who wanted to stay and fight, but the whole lot of them wanted to make a run for it and ended up doing something to that member, charming them, weakening them and all that, and then made a run for it, but gave an offer to Renee and climbed to also come along with them, which of course Renee declined because of course she had other plans ahead. So with all of that playing out, I definitely think the best course of action would be for them to run, and I think that's probably the highest chance because I think it would lead to an open ending, which is what the author would want. And I also do think Evileye is kind of a bit of a fan favorite, probably with the author. I always get this feeling that the author really does like Evileye as a character, and the reason why I believe that is because of the side story, the bonus one that came out, and how it's a whole different sort of parallel story where Ainz ends up actually seeing Evileye, helping Evileye, and they end up becoming friends and adventure around different parts, adds together. Again, that is a parallel story, not canon story. But because of that, I do believe that the author probably has a little bit of a soft spot for Evileye, and I think there would be some type of open ending. Unless they all end up just deciding to bend the knee, which I think is a very, very, very low chance. Again, I'm not sure which one of these will play out. I'm not personally invested in either of them. I'm just, again, discussing what avenues could end up playing out, and I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Which one do you think will play out, or if you have your own idea, how would you see it playing out? Again, I tried to go over all different types, but there are many different forks that could happen with these as well, so it's more just kind of pointing out the major plot points that would end up happening. So again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below, but if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more anime content, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.